So what if you've got a criminal record? Can you come to schools like Kentucky Welding Institute? And can you break out onto those great welding jobs? So Keegan, I want to start off and let's just start at the bottom of laws that people may break. We all speed, let's face it. We're going to bump through a red light, or we're going to be running 80 miles an hour down a 65 zone in the interstate. You get pulled over and the cop's not going to buy your excuse, and they're going to give you a speeding ticket. Is a speeding ticket going to give you fits in this industry?
It won't give you fits in the industry except for if you go into a very, very strict nuclear plant. They will call your friends and everybody and find every bit of dirt on you. So they will look at that, but I don't think that will determine whether you get the job or not. They just want to know what you have on your record. But 99% of the industry does not care about a speeding ticket because everybody gets them.
Okay, so minor traffic accidents, not going to be a big deal. Not condoning any activity, but you make a mistake or you have poor judgment and you end up with a DUI. So you spend a few days in jail and you got to pay a bunch of fines, your insurance goes up, your life wreaks havoc. How bad is a DUI going to hurt you in this industry?
I don't think it'll hurt you too bad. Some plants do take that into consideration, a DUI, because sometimes that may lead to other things. But I do know buddies and I work with guys that have had DUIs before and it doesn't affect them that much. So, and I'm not for sure exactly on the TWIC card specifications for it, but I think it does mess with the TWIC card a little bit, DUIs. I think it's on there, but I don't think it really will keep you from working. Okay.
One thing that the DUI can do, it can really jam you up. So let's say that you were working in Nebraska and the job was about over with and you went to the local tavern with your buddies and you got picked up because you made that mistake. Now you're jammed up. You're stuck to that town. So maybe you missed the next job because you had to go to jail. Maybe you can't commit to a long-term job because you got to show up for court. Maybe you can't drive because they pulled your license. So it may not affect your job or your future in the industry, but for the short term, getting jammed up with some DUI charges are really gonna hurt you. If I moved a little bit forward, so let's say that whether it was your fault or not, maybe you get into some sort of a skirmish at an offsite, at a sports event or at a bar or a tavern or something like that, and you pick up a little misdemeanor, maybe disturbing the peace or disorderly conduct. The misdemeanor is a little bit more intense. Any examples, anybody jammed up because of that?
Yeah, I do know a couple guys that have misdemeanors and stuff like that, and it is on your record, and some companies won't hire you, and you can't get into some plants with something like that. So it's just something to look to whenever you're out and about and you're having a good time on the weekend. Just don't get into any trouble like that because it can affect what companies you're going to work with or what plants you'll work with. Because I do know guys that if a company calls them and says, hey, we need you to work at this plant, well, they can't. Then they have to find another job. Right. So it really is a hang up a lot of the time if you have that on your record.
Yeah, so above that misdemeanor obviously is a felony, and those can be in several different classes and a really broad term, but a felony is a felony on your record. How bad does that jam you up?
That's probably the worst one, because a lot of oil and gas plants nowadays go through the TWIC system, and you cannot work there if you have a felon. You have to really resort to like the boilers or the paper mills or just the jobs that really aren't that fun to weld on.
Right. I think the most important thing is being honest. If you have a felony, make sure you let the employer know.
Yep.
They're going to ask some questions and they want some details on that. And hey, if you were, some sort of a mass murderer, yeah, chances on getting that are bad, but there are other lesser felonies. Maybe it was money or something like that related, and that company may overlook that.
Right.
I know there are some large companies in the United States that if you say you don't have a felony and they find it, you're banned for life.
Right.
But if you're honest in the beginning about what the felony is, they can look into it and see, has it been 10, 15 years ago or whatever. Schools like Kentucky Welding Institute are the same way. You need to be honest, and then we can check into that. But know, most importantly, about any type of criminal history, it's going to jam you up, it's going to limit the amount of jobs that you have, and it may limit the amount of respect you get from some of these companies. So keep a clean head, try not to get jammed up with any illegal activities, and make a good, successful career.
So hopefully you guys like this video. We'll be putting out more videos on our YouTube channel, so subscribe to that. And also check out our website. We have links, and we also have shop for clothing and a virtual tour. Until next time, see you there.